Animals are usually pretty good at taking care of themselves without human interference, but sometimes they can get into situations where they need an extra pair of helping hands. We're gonna look at a few times animals ask humans for help. Regardless of the species, mothers will always protect their children no matter what lengths they have to go through. This mother bear was frantically wandering all around this hunter's house and even went inside the hunter's car at one point. When the hunter saw the bear, he quickly reached for his gun and was going to get rid of it. But then he realized that the bear was acting panicked and confused, so he decided to follow it instead of hunting it. The bear went deep into the woods, but the hunter still followed it. The man saw the bear's cub who had gotten tangled up in a fishnet in the river. The cub was desperately holding on for its life against the currents until it just couldn't. When the cub let go, the hunter quickly got into action. He jumped into the water and took the cub out. He then cut the fishnet with his knife and freed it. The cub looked extremely weak and tired. No one knows just how long the poor cub was stuck in the water, but it just seems like it was there for hours. The mother bear actually waited for the hunter to help its baby and didn't interfere at all. In the end, the baby was saved and reunited with its mother. Elephants have been hunted for their ivory for centuries, and even though it's deemed unethical, some hunters still do it anyways. This elephant was shot in the head and had to deal with a bullet inside it for weeks. The elephant was found by a group of veterinarians from Aware Trust Zimbabwe, and they decided to help the poor guy out. They sedated him and took an x-ray of his head. The x-ray showed a deformed bullet inside his forehead. The reason why the elephant didn't instantly die after being shot is that the bullet was just a couple of inches too high for it to be a perfect shot. His wound was infected and his skull was fractured. What made things even worse was that he was also shot in the shoulder as well. Even though the elephant was shot by humans, he was still very nice around the veterinarians, as if he knew they were just trying to help him. Once they cleaned his wound, they gave the elephant some antibiotics and other medicine to help him cope with the injuries. The day after, he was way happier than before and much more relaxed. After being just inches from death, this elephant made a full recovery. Baby elephants are known for being super clumsy all the time, and that's exactly what happened to this little guy. When a deep ditch came into the elephant's way, these baby elephants fell straight into it. The rest of the elephants, including the mother, had no way of getting it out without getting stuck too. The mother elephant was literally screaming for someone to help its child. Fortunately, some people that were nearby heard all the ruckus going on. The mother elephant guided the people towards the ditch. But the people couldn't exactly just take a whole elephant out of a ditch, so they had to get an excavator. They dug around the baby until it was able to climb out and reunite with its family. What's even crazier is that the mother elephant turned toward the people that saved its baby and saluted them with her trunk, letting them know that she appreciated all the help they gave. Moose are very strong and big, but they are also scaredy cats. Because of their large size and tendency to get spooked, they can get stuck anywhere. This moose decided to take a walk on a frozen lake, not knowing that it could break at any point. When the moose realized that the ice was gonna break, it was already too late for it. It fell through and right into the lake. What's worse is that it got stuck and couldn't get out no matter how hard it tried. It started screaming and crying for help, hoping to get someone's attention. Some people nearby noticed the moose and rushed over. They needed to cut a bigger hole. One of the rescuers actually brought out a chainsaw. They had to be careful and cut out the ice that was around the moose. Even though it was pretty difficult, they actually managed to cut the whole thing perfectly. The moose was able to get out of the ice-cold water and ran towards the forest. If the moose was stuck there any longer, chances are that it would freeze itself to death. Foxes get spooked very easily, but this mother fox literally left her babies right under someone's porch. Soon after, the mother just left, leaving the babies crying all day. When the owners of the house found out there were fox babies under their porch, they called animal rescuers who got them out of there. But they were still crying out for their mother. The animal rescuers were sure that the mother would return later, so they put the babies in a safe box. Sure enough, the mother returned and retrieved her babies. Hopefully she took them to a safer spot this time around. Giraffes are huge and disproportionate at the same time, so it's no surprise that they tend to get stuck in situations they can't get out of. This giraffe fell over an electrical fence after it accidentally stepped on it. The wire ended up getting stuck all over its ankles, preventing the animal from moving. The knots were basically unbreakable, and the giraffe was crying very loudly. Some farmers nearby heard the giraffe's cries and rushed over. After they saw the horrible situation the giraffe got itself into, they quickly got a pair of pliers and started cutting the electric fence away. After a while, it was finally free and even the giraffe couldn't believe it could walk. The poor guy was probably stuck there for hours before anyone even noticed. When it realized it could walk, it quickly ran away back into the wilderness. This bottlenose dolphin had gotten a fishing hook stuck in its left pectoral fin and could barely move. It also had a fishing line that came from his mouth and wrapped around his body through the hook. When the dolphin realized it couldn't help itself, it started to look for others that would be able to help it. Fortunately, it managed to find a group of scuba divers and squeaked at them for help. The scuba diver noticed that he was completely alone, which is pretty unusual for dolphins. He then noticed the fishing line going all across his body. He took it upon himself to help the dolphin out. He waved at the dolphin to come closer, and it actually did as if he knew what the man was saying. The diver was able to remove the hook from its fin and got him untangled with a pair of scissors he brought along with him. After that, the dolphin was able to swim away into the depths of the ocean. A paramedic was on his way back from what he thought would just be an average day at work when he ran into something strange. A monkey, unconscious, on the ground. He approached it and realized it wasn't breathing. Since he was a medical professional, he knew that if he didn't act fast, the monkey was gonna die. He quickly jumped into action and started performing CPR on the unconscious animal. At first, it didn't really respond. It seemed that it just might be a goner, but the man kept persisting. After sticking with it for a couple of minutes, the monkey not only started breathing, but also woke up. It seemed like the monkey had a heart attack because it was too scared after being chased by a pack of dogs. Thankfully, it passed out at the right place and ran into the right man, who was able to bring him back to life and nurse it back to health. Alright, which one of these animal rescues pulled your heartstrings? Make sure to let us know in the comment section down below. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Trend Joint, and we'll see you in the next one.